We are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire a Requiem for London. Tonight, we set the scene in the city of London, the borough itself. On the southern end of the district bordering the River Thames. Within a high-rise hotel, Cora, you have been summoned quite literally by your sire. To meet with her at this hotel.
Oh my.
Guided by the intense and far-reaching powers of Her Majesty.
Well.
It is not the first time she has done this to you, and you know the sensation when you get it.
Definitely not something I'm going to ignore. I'll make my way right over there. It's not like anything I was doing was important.
She has a tendency of doing this unannounced.
Oh well.
And yet, it compels you all the same.
So she'll make her way over and present herself. You know. If she's let in, just and she'll just simply curtsy and just be like, Lady Corbet, I hope you've had a pleasant evening so far.
You reach the hotel. It's very baroque, and you're guided up quite swiftly. Staff seem to know who you are and where you need to be going. Just as a reference for perhaps later, the hotel is called the Golden Bluff Hotel.
Fancy.
Very. But yeah, you're guided up to the penthouse suite, and yeah, your Sarah's waiting for you as you say hi to her.
Wait, did we say Dame was the proper title?
She is a dame, yes. She's
Yeah.
not a lady, but she is a ranking member of the Invictus. She holds moderate sway among them.
So, Dame Corbet.
Mistress Cora, how good it is to see you again. Please take a seat.
Thank you. I haven't been long in the city, but so far it's been very interesting. She'll take a seat, smooth out the skirts she's wearing.
How well dressed is Cora?
Probably not super dressed, compared to a lot of the Invictus. Especially since she was home by herself. But she probably put on like a blazer and like a skirt that she had as she was making her way out the door. So she's like wearing like just leggings under. This is modern, right? Leggings underneath the skirt, and it's just like a kind of a casual top. It has a blazer over it because she's just like, I don't have time to get ready. Oh no, dressing as she goes.
I've made a note. She gauges you. She smiles ever sweetly and gestures to one of several models in the room, actually, and says, "Oh, if you'd like a drink, please be my guest."
Oh, thank you. I've been finding it really hard to hunt in the city so far.
Yes, for war. For war. It has taken many lives and even more opportunities from us.
That's a shame. I've been listening to some of the people on the ground and what they have to say about it. It was interesting.
Oh,
Hmm. Well, I met a
and
Carthian.
what do our dear neonates have to say about this conflict?
Let's see. Well, there was a Carthian who was saying that they've been framed for killing their sire. Natalia, I think their name was. And I was told that the current leader of the Carthians is actually the child of the master of the house that we belong to. Also, the first and the second estate aren't agreeing here, apparently. They're against us, I was told.
Hmm.
Also,
The
it seems
Sanctified have a long and complicated history in this domain.
that's fair. I
She nice
just.
if you continue.
Hmm?
Also, sorry, I was saying she allows you to continue, but I think there's like a tiny degree of lag which causes us to like receive the other's words like a second late.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not trying to interrupt, I swear. Let's see what else. Mm, I don't think they think very highly of the prince around here. But I did hear some interesting whispers saying that the war was caused by House Valerius, which was funny.
Now I'm assuming that's not coming out of the Carthian's words.
No, it was
Oh, sorry, that's
others.
not coming out of the Carthian's mouth. I'd
It
assume
wasn't.
so. Yes, if I do recall, it was the Carthians who made their intent ever so clear at the Elysium before they broke it wide open, cleaving through our ranks as if we were but paper.
Is that what started this whole thing? That's horrifying. Oh, right. And the Carthians are infiltrated by the Strix.
From what I am hearing, most of the domain is infiltrated by the Strigoi. Please do not mention them openly.
Interesting. They were talking about him quite openly where I was visiting. I mean, it was only other kindred there, but it was quite the
Her
topic of
face twitches
conversation.
at that. Hmm. Her face twitches at that motion. You can make me a wit empathy check if you'd like.
Okay. Let's see. All right. This is going to be hilarious. 0 successes. It mocked me.
Oh dear. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's cute.
I know, right?
Oh, you made a cool pattern. Um,
Yeah, right?
1, 2, 3, roll. Next roll's gonna be like 5 successes guaranteed. Um, but she's quite difficult to read. Um, don't really get any. You can tell she has a reaction to it, probably a strong one, but you're not sure of what sort.
Cora will just be like, apologies, did I misspeak somehow?
No, 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 my dear Cora, please do go on.
So, yes, most of the talk was about the war and the intricacies of the politics between everyone. Of course, they didn't realize the house I belonged to when they spoke of their suspicions.
Hmm. This individual sounds problematic. Who are they?
Uh, Not someone I've not gotten to know well. But someone who seems like a businessman. I'm trying to remember his name. This is the moment where I decide if I'm going to like lie to my sire. Oh God.
My dear, your information network won't last long
I
if you
know.
act like this.
It was an Ordo, two Ordo that were there. Mr. Hartwell.
Ah, for a bit.
Yeah, he said he was a hunter.
He's kind of renowned for hunting the ephemeral.
And he had a bunch of questions that I didn't have the answer to. So thought I'd kind of want the answers to them now. Curious to see where that thought train leads.
Well, I don't know. Will you forget them in the next 5 minutes?
Well, with the luck I've had, I could. She kind of gives a rueful grin at that. I mean, it was all very confusing, the questions he asked about our house.
What sort of questions?
Well, everyone seemed to be keen to know the link between sire and child with the leader of the Carthian movement. I guess it's assumed that our house just controls the Carthians because of this.
If they wish to believe that.
It seems to be a common assumption. Also, something about our faith, which I've yet to explore, but was curious about anyway.
uh, Questions of faith from a Sedite, that is curious.
From a what now?
Some near extinct pagan following in the city.
Oh.
One of their elders arrived to the domain a few months ago to deal with the threat of the owls.
I see.
I assumed Hartwell was here for a similar purpose, but given that he seems to be spreading such malicious rumors about our own organization, I'm not sure I hold that sentiment any longer.
I was trying to suss out his line of thought. He seems most interested in money, but I'm sure information can get you quite a bit of money. And I'm young and I'm used to serving and dancing on strings, so I figured might as well let you know what was happening.
You're so honest and direct. This is why I like you.
Ah. Appreciate it, but I think I'm going to need to get better at subterfuge if I were to survive long among these people.
Hmm.
The Invictus
I
is
would
one
not allow
thing.
yourself to be used by kindred from the ranks of the Order or the movement.
That's what I'm here
Although
to
I
do.
am surprised you managed to hold a conversation with one without fangs being drawn.
The Carthian was more afraid of us killing them because they're blood hunted right now.
That's intriguing. I don't believe our leadership would agree with that sentiment.
Probably not. Sounds like the Carthian leadership is psychopathic right now.
She falls silent for a moment. She actually catches on to something that you said. Blood-hunted kindred, you say?
Someone named Natalia.
Ah, yes, she murdered her sire, notary of the Invictus.
Yes, that was
Binder
mentioned
of
too.
oaths, a very serious matter, let alone the fact that he was an esteemed elder.
Natalia
Actually, roll me
was
with empathy on that if you like.
sure. Natalia was saying that she was dominated.
She raises an eyebrow at that statement. That's a very convenient excuse to hold.
One success.
She comes across as genuine.
Okay. Not very good with sympathy. Sadness. Yeah, she was claiming that she was innocent and that she was dominated and didn't want to kill her sire at all.
Ah, yes, everybody who murders or diabolizes their sire is innocent.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very likely. I said that if she was, she should, make a case to the prince. Prove her innocence.
Well, I will say this. I don't think the prince is in the mood for taking cases right now, given that we're in a state of war. House Blacktomb is at the end of its rope, I think.
Yeah, I was told the Invictus aren't doing so well in the city. She gives
She
a
smiles
smile
at
at
that
that.
statement. She looks around the penthouse suite. Do you believe that to be true?
Well, not in the slightest, but perceptions are a funny thing. Presenting the perception we want could put some of the kindred at ease.
We're not here to put the kindred at ease.
Yes, but if they're at ease, they won't be on the defensive, right? Easier to do what we want then.
Not in this case. but I will give you the privilege of knowing why. Your statement was almost accurate. The Invictus isn't doing so well. But a more accurate statement would be House Blacktomb isn't doing so well.
Well, that's a shame for that house. Isn't it?
She shrugs. Blacktomb have made no secret of their enmity towards us. Or they did for some period of time. But certainly not anymore.
Are they coming to us for help now? That'd be ironic.
We don't need to help them. Once this war is all said and done, our house will hold the keys to the domain.
Oh, good.
And the movement will be nothing more than an island at best, exterminated at worst.
And the other?
The sanctified will be brought to heel. They have their place. Many members of our sect were once lay members. I too still hold true to the teachings of Longinus, but it is a struggle when the church itself considers you an exile.
Might I ask why? Sorry to be blunt, I just...
Yes, you weren't there for the reason. A lot of Blacktomb's dirty little secrets came out that the Sanctified took exception to. But they didn't seem to delineate between us and the rest of the sect. Understandable. They know little of us. And that is how we prefer it.
It's true. We kind of seem to get by not being noticed. And that's probably
ironic for you and I to say.
That's probably for the best. I haven't exactly told people my lineage and what we can do. My au pair once joked that I'd just become food for others outside of the Invictus if I did that.
You are not wrong. The Invictus keeps us safe, and for that we serve an important role within their ranks. There are, of course, always going to be exceptions and rebels and outcasts, but they are segregate from the greater whole that we are. We have made it far within the Invictus. I would not see that change.
I guess, since, Cora can, let's see if Cora can hide it. Cora has, an obvious reaction to being safe, I suppose.
Oh, what's her expression?
It kind of, sours and shuts down for a minute before returning neutral again. 4 successes.
Oh, to maintain your composure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's going to... Okay. She doesn't seem to notice.
Okay. Well, As always, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I've at least made good inroads as one of the Carthians that doesn't seem to want to murder everything. The other bloodhunted.
The Carthians. She pauses for a moment, looks off to the side, looks out the window, over the city, over the skyline. The Carthians have already lost. They have just yet to realize it.
Sometimes people just cling desperately to the belief that things aren't all lost. They'll probably just keep fighting till the end.
They will.
As for the
And with
Aura,
any luck, with any luck, that will hasten their downfall.
here's hoping. It sounds like the local Carthians are kind of incompetent.
Oh, quite the contrary.
Oh, really?
They might be violent and thuggish, but they know how to wage a war. And their speaker, Stanford, well, he even has my respect. It's a shame he's been dragged into this conflict that he never wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, I don't think I have met him yet.
He is a great man. I think you'll come to see that in the nights to come, although I wouldn't expect to earn an audience with him anytime soon, given the different sides of the conflict that we are on.
Fair. This is going to be a tough one. That said, I do still have inroads with the Ordo, though I'm going to have to probably dig up some answers.
Hmm.
You know.
In your spare time, perhaps. But I do have a task for our most accomplished diplomat.
She kind of beams at that. Oh? How can I help? I love tasks. They keep me not bored. Not bored is a good thing.
The Sanctified.
Yes.
They because of their ignorance, they do not understand that they are harming those that would actually seek to assist them. There is an inquisitor of theirs. She is called Saturn Fane. She was one of the prince's sheriffs before the Sanctified broke away from the princedom as a whole.
I see.
She does not wish for this war, although she has no sympathies for Black Tomb and the prince. I would like it seen to that House Valerius wishes to end and cut off any conflict they have with the Sanctified. And for a re-establishment of the status quo. The Invictus, of course, is willing to make sacrifices for this.
She mulls this over. And what kind of sacrifices would be acceptable?
House Valeris is not the totality of the Invictus, and so our sway is not total. But we have the information to assist the Sanctified in removing one of their battlefronts. I'm not sure if you're aware of the Sanctified's current position in the war.
Not entirely, but you mentioned that a bunch of sins came to light in Elysium, so I'm sure that's gotten their ire.
They are in dire straits. They initially sought to wage war upon the unconquered, but at the behest of one of their bishops, also waged a conflict with the Ordo Dracul as well.
Oh dear.
Then the crone jumped in. They surrounded themselves with sharks.
That doesn't sound like a war they're going to be able to win.
No. But our house would not wish to see them removed, even if many members of our house and of the unconquered worship a separate god. We would not wish the Sanctified to lose their own place. And they still have... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. They are the second estate for a reason.
Yes, they are a powerful ally when their leadership isn't frantically disorganized and bumbling.
Okay, I'll see what I can arrange.
If you could convince the former sheriff of House Valeris's intent and our willingness to perhaps put those among us on the table, they're already in a dangerous enough situation. I'm sure they'll be quite happy to work with us. The main priority here is establishing peace, not necessarily acquiring anything out of the conflict. The removal of Black Tomb's pawns is more than enough for us. Although I would have you neglect to mention Black Tomb and Valerius. Have this be as an envoy for the Invictus as a whole. We soon will be.
They don't need to know that I'm not speaking for Blacktoon.
As far as they should be concerned, we are one Invictus.
Let them keep thinking.
Making sacrifices to re-earn the grace of God. And we are.
It's true. It wouldn't even be a lie. All right, I'll see if I can arrange a meeting with the former sheriff.
You are new to the city, so you will not immediately be flagged as a threat or as an Invictus. She tends to reside within St. Rivers Cathedral. It is a popular It is a popular gathering point for Sanctified. So long as you don't reveal yourself too openly, you should be able to walk in and out without a fuss.
Awesome. I mean, I'm just a new kindred to the domain, looking to go to church.
She was also spotted at a theatre in Camden recently. You could go looking there, although it is known to be one of the bishop's domains.
Hopefully, I'll find her at the first place.
Perhaps you will. But make sure the Sanctified as a whole do not know who you are until you've secured your own safety and declared your intent.
That would
Lest they decide to simply pin you to a cross then and there.
I would not find that agreeable.
No, I would not. She says that as she sort of, she simply gestures to one of her thralls as they sort of wander over, very dazed, and sort of just strokes them tentatively. And gently takes a bite out of them.
Nice.
She gestures one of the other mortals to just wander over to you.
Okay. Cora will gently feed.
Yeah, looks like a young university graduate.
I was just one of those not long ago.
One of your most common targets for hunting. But yes, you feed upon him. There is, as they say, the blood is the life, and there is nothing quite like feeding upon somebody.
And after she's done, she'll just seem to have perked up a bit and go, "Thank you for that."
You are my dearest child.
And I appreciate everything you've done for me so far. I hope to not mess it up. This is going to be my first real trial, I feel.
Oh, yes. Yes, it will. And there is one more thing I would add. They may find it suspicious that we are asking for little. So, what we would ask of them in return is for, as a show of loyalty to to turn upon the movement. We would in turn be more than happy to assist them in their conflict with the crown, or rather in its cessation, and to simply express their loyalty to whomever prince reigns, be it Black Tomb or not.
I think that sounds reasonable. I think I can sell that.
I'd be very disappointed in you if you couldn't.
I would be too. Would have meant I paid absolutely no attention to any of my teachings.
Yes. I didn't homeschool you for delinquency.
No, only to fake it enough that the Carthians don't disrespect me. At least enough to let me get close to them. It worked in the last city.
Is that your real reason for being so down to earth? She says. She sort of looks you up and down. She says that.
She kind of grins. I admit I am more comfortable in these clothes, but one can't be caught off guard. If they see you acting as they don't expect you to act, they'll know, well, to suspect everything. Sort of like magicians who act as they are, act in a certain way, even when they're off the stage. It just makes it easier that I find some comfort in this. She kind of grins wryly at that. I mean, you did find me in a bar. Wasn't even a classy one.
Sometimes excellence can be found in unexpected places.
I guess that's fair.
But do be measured and remember not to become that which you seek to rule.
No.
We are the unconquered, the successors to the Camarilla.
And I definitely haven't forgotten that either.
She will gauge your intent with a roll.
Okay.
So, you can contest it if you like. But if you don't, is Cora being earnest?
Cora is actually I'm not gonna like hide it. Cora is basically telling a half truth. She has not forgotten it, but something's bugging her.
Your sire tilts her head slightly. Whatever is the matter, Cora?
It's just thinking back on something that my au pair told me that wasn't exactly kind, but probably something I needed to hear.
She waits for a response as if for you to clarify.
and at the silence, Cora is like, okay, continuing on then. Just that those of us in the Callisti are not free. And she seemed to like to rub it in that we basically owe our safety to being kept dogs. I didn't like that.
Your sire sort of gives us kind of looks away and gives a sardonic smile towards the dazed mortals who are either enraptured with you and her or just don't seem to be fully there.
Yeah.
Like they're only half awake.
A little disconcerting, but you know.
It is of the have-nots to project their woes and failings onto the haves and the successful.
So you're saying that she was jealous of her abilities?
I just find it intriguing. I believe I am quite free. And quite powerful, because at the end of the night, that's all that freedom is. The capacity to impose oneself where others cannot.
I have not felt that. I felt the chafing of a collar ever since that was pointed out to me. Perhaps it's
You
because
are
I don't
still
have
young.
power yet.
By merely being a member of the Invictus, you hold more power than most neonates.
Is that so? I haven't met many other neonates except for those Carthians I worked over.
Not in this domain, though. But you do hold power over them. Although I would suggest you don't tell them that.
No, that makes people, well, get as annoyed as I am right now.
But you are a daughter, a descendant of a line of powerful and great rulers that stretch back to the foundation of Rome itself. We have existed and ruled the night for 2,000 years, and we will continue to do so. And when you are proven, you will join us.
She kind of smiles and goes, I look forward to that day. Always good looks, always have something to look forward to, right?
Hmm. Yes. Prove yourself before the Invictus, and the Invictus will accept you and grant you the power that you seek.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
After all, I would like to make you proud. I wasn't joking at all about that.
Of course. I'd have to pull on the leash otherwise. She smiles.
Oh, and that's what I would get for, you know. At least then it would be warranted. So I will go talk to the sheriff, the former sheriff, and I'd like to keep working with Mr. Hartwell. I want to see where that goes. I think he can still be useful.
Be careful with him, he is dangerous.
Because he's a hunter? Or because he's obviously trying to make me do, his bidding?
I believe he is a hunter that is using you to his own ends, but not to hunt that which he is supposed to hunt, but perhaps us. His statements concern me.
And that's why I let you know about him.
But if he wishes for you to join, I imagine he wishes you to understand the Order of Valerius, yes?
Yeah, I think so. That's what you mentioned.
Well then, I would be careful if you do wish not to join, but to understand them.
I haven't even heard of them before.
Mm. They are not wrong. Their god is quite real.
Oh. Which god is that? Longinus or something else?
She laughs for a moment, deciding whether to be offended or to be amused. Say that to the face of the sanctified, and I believe they'll cut you down where you stand, so do educate yourself. No, Longinus is the founder of the sanctified, embraced by God to serve a divine purpose,
Oh,
in shepherding the mortal herd. Valerius serves a similar purpose.
I see. Cora looks completely like abashed. I definitely need to study up some more.
They believe he is Jupiter reincarnate, you know.
As in,
And
their
having
old god?
seen his power, I could not disagree.
Oh, that's a god I never would have wanted to fuck with either. Excuse my language.
She does frown at you.
Apologies, Dame Courbet. The power of that god in the old stories is something to be completely feared.
Well, they name him now as Valerius.
The same Valerius that founds our house.
She remains silent on that. But the implication seems to be that you are correct.
Her eyes widen. It sounds like an interesting faith.
He is. And she refocuses for a moment, as if she wasn't quite all there for a second. I have met him all but twice in my existence.
I've heard not many have the honor to meet him even once.
A kindred of his stature, age, and prowess should ever only be accompanied by the most brilliant. The Order of Valerius name him as a god of leadership, power, laws, bargaining, order. A king among kings, as it were. And given that he stands as the lord of our house, I could not disagree.
Cora seems impressed.
But I am a member of Longinus's laity, and I shall remain as such. But do be careful. never one deals with such Herculean powers. It can be very easy to be swept away.
I can understand that, and I'm sure this would have come up eventually. So I think the best course of action for one such as me is to investigate both faiths to see which suits me better. I would not wish to turn my face away from the Lady of Longinus without knowing it either. I think that would be unwise. But I'm also curious
There are
about this
men.
other one. Not just because I was
Yes.
asked questions.
Well, there were many who would seek to introduce you to both. You'll have no trouble finding them. But the Order is, well, the least hostile to you, but perhaps you will find absolution among the Sanctified's following.
Well, it gives me a good excuse to speak to the former sheriff, doesn't it? If I have questions and wish to become more faithful.
Yes, I'm sure she'll have much to say.
Excellent. This will definitely help then. Is there anything else I can help with, Dame Corbet?
No, my dear, you have served as a most excellent guest this evening.
And as always, you're an exceptional host, despite some of my uncouth mannerisms.
You exist within a paradoxical situation, I understand. I
This
merely
is-
patiently await the night you can leave it behind.
I hope so as well, but it'd be good to be around others of the unconquered as well. It's been a bit too long, I feel.
Please talk with them. Get to
I
know
will.
them. Understand them. Yes. I have nothing more that I must discuss with you. I would bid you a good evening, Miss Cora.
And you as well, Dame Corbet. I had a lovely time catching up. She'll curtsy and pass over a note. Here's where my current lodgings are, if you have need of me. And as always, I'll come when you call.
I know you will, dear child.
And, you know, when dismissed, she'll just take her leave.
You are let out by one of her ghouls.
Awesome.
And you re-enter the moonlit streets of London. I think we can end our scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. It was fun. Thank you.